Hi there everyone, Lars back with a long overdue retrospective on The Dragon Prince Season 5, brought to you by Camille's Harem, not just a podcast for novice writers by novice writers, but also a YouTube channel by novice writers for novice writers, because writing is an adventure, it's more fun with friends. And I won't dive in this video into all the things that happened back in the 5th season. I really want to quickly go over some things that have me worried and hopeful for Season 6, based on what we saw back in Season 5. And one of the things that I must stress, since we're only days away from the newest season, is that there is a lot riding on this last book, or I should say second to last book, the Book of Stars, the penultimate season before everything of the Dragon Prince is wrapped up. The thing is that the Dragon Prince is relying on a very tricky formula, one that is a huge gamble. So let me explain. The formula is thus: each successive season of The Dragon Prince has been very, very light on any one central story, and instead has rather been spending the time to build up all of these characters and subplots to a grand culmination point, the climax. This was executed brilliantly back in Season 3 after teasing many viewers over the previous 2 seasons, and the showrunners got away with it by introducing and developing phenomenal characters. Really, the characterization of the earlier seasons of The Dragon Prince is on point. And they also covered up some of the mistakes by using a fair amount of appropriate humor, giving Soren an amazing redemption arc alongside Claudia and Viren's falls from grace, and spinning out the core romantic relationship of Callum and Rayla. When you put all those things together within the first 3 seasons, culminating then in the great war between the two halves of Xadia, it worked! It was amazing. It was something on par with the best of Game of Thrones at the time. It was truly a wow factor. Though Seasons 1 and 2 might have felt a little bit incomplete, Season 3 covered all of that and brought everything together. But, however, now that they're trying to do the same thing with Seasons 4 and 5 leading into Season 6, if you didn't read the materials between Seasons 3 and 4, you might have been left in a big lurch. You're missing a ton of information. And the problem with relying on the formula for building up a big epic without telling it all in manageable chunks that tell their own exact story from Seasons 4 through 5, where Season 4 clearly is just focusing on this story, and then Season 5 is clearly focusing on just this story, with then some subplots here and there. When you don't do it that way, it can feel incomplete, and when people have not done the reading materials beforehand, you are left absolutely lost and abandoned, wondering, where is this going? And so you're clinging tightly to the characters, hoping that the characters can at least bring you through to the end, and that Season 6 will hopefully be another Season 3. Now, for my part, I really did enjoy Season 5, but I will not deny that it felt meandering at times. For instance, while we get great slow development for Viren to possibly get redeemed even on the doorstep of death, Claudia's decision to embrace dark magic in the worst way possible did not need all the buildup that we got. That time could have been spent differently and arguably better. And then there's Kimdale. Woo-wee! Oh, I'll hire this gal to help me assassinate my single status on Facebook, if you know what I mean. Her part was undeniably the best in the tale of Amaya and Janai's wedding preparations. And really, we just needed more of Kareem's machinations to overthrow his sister and his dealings with Sol Reagan. That would have built up the stakes and the political conflict for Season 6 so much better. It felt like the ending was really just shoehorned in, that it didn't match with everything else that we had gotten thus far in Season 5. As much as people love Maya and Janai, really they should have been relegated even further to the back, and not because they're not great characters or because people don't care about their wedding preparations, but because the focus really needed to be on Kareem working to overthrow his sister and build this resisting kingdom in the desert, and truly making a good case to Sol Reagan that, hey, we need you back in the fight, thereby building up the conflict that will come in the next season. Where the volume shines is where we get what is arguably the strongest, most focused story that moves the plot forward. Callum, Rayla, and Ezran trying to find Erebos' prison in order to keep him locked up, meaning that they have to work with dragon lords, find a crazed archmage who helped to construct the prison, they gotta learn new magic, battle pirates, which was really good, and face their personal challenges, and so forth. The most fun is in the part of the season right here, because we get so much good world building, so much great character development, and it feels like the story is going somewhere. This is a good self-contained storyline that, in honesty, you could actually put it into isolation and it would still hold up. It is a manageable, well-written story within the greater season. And that's honestly what the Dragon Prince needs more of. So when you add all these details together and more, it feels like Season 5 is somehow incomplete, much like what we've seen with the previous seasons. And so, therefore, the same goes with Season 4. And when you then combine Seasons 4 and 5 to kind of build us up to a great moment that we're hoping for in Season 6, well, you can easily see where things can start falling apart really fast because of how the Dragon Prince is reusing the same formula that worked really well for the first 3 seasons, but that was because everything was fresh and new, and the continuous choppy pacing within the series really should have been rethought. So this is the great gamble. Season 6 must deliver big on all the promises and gaps in understanding and build-up that we got in order for Seasons 4 and 5 and Season 6 to work, because they cannot stand on their own, aside from the pirate adventures. We've already seen this done before and failed miserably with Disney's Star Wars' sequel trilogy. The first movie had no ending, the second movie was all about deconstruction, and the third movie was so desperate to find its plot and failed that any attempt to try to build up what we got in the previous movies absolutely fell flat, and everyone was wondering, really? So Palpatine just came back again and that's what this has all been about? This is stupid! In contrast, the first 3 seasons of The Dragon Prince work because Season 3 was executed so brilliantly. I know that there is a 7th season to wrap up the entirety of The Dragon Prince, so this upcoming book, Stars, doesn't need to be the end-all be-all, but it needs to be sturdier than the past 2 predecessors. So, when I look at it, yeah, I really do enjoy Season 5. I enjoy the Book of Ocean. However, I have to admit, it felt very incomplete, and I felt that there was a lot of missed opportunity to really build up the stuff that we can expect in the next volume, which means that Book 6, Season 6, really needs to bring its absolute A++ game in order to cover everything. Now, because I have seen Season 3, and I saw how incredible that was, I know that the writers have it within them to make an amazing installment, an amazing penultimate, culminating, climactic showdown in this upcoming season. But it's going to really be walking a razor's wire to see if they can make that happen. So we're just going to have to tune in a couple of days and see what the Dragon Prince Season 6 Stars brings to the game. And I really do hope that they bring their A game. While we wait for the newest season to drop, and if you're interested in our review and analysis of Season 6 for The Dragon Prince, please make sure that you've subscribed and clicked the bell notification in order to be notified for when that goes up. If you're looking for more writing advice, if you're looking for more reviews, insights, analyses, and so forth, then please consider checking out the other videos that we have here on our channel. And if you're looking for an excellent story about dragons, a story that I guarantee you have not come across before, and it is awesome, then I highly recommend that you check out one of my books, Tumble Teller, a story about a dragon bard on her very first solo operation, her very first solo performance. And oh boy, things get crazy in all of the best ways. So that would help us out a whole lot if you were to check out that book, or again, if you subscribe. But in any case, thank you so much for joining us on this incredible adventure that we call writing. And until we see Zim hopefully finally speak, tschüss.